her. And now, do you feel she's the one proud of you?
I feel like now she's the one lifting me up and encouraging me through life, where it used to be the other way around.
There's nothing I wouldn't do. I'll be here. I'll be here for you.
That's all for now. I'm Lester Holt. Thanks for joining us.
You're watching NBC4 News at 11.
Now at 11, campaign crunch time. We are counting down the days until California decides. And the candidates are keeping busy making their final pitch to voters. Ballots are already being cast as we lead up to the June 2nd primary election. Good evening. I'm
Jonathan Gonzalez. Just 3 days away now, and there is plenty still to be decided. We want to start with the race for governor, where nearly every top candidate was out and about today, either locally or up in the Bay Area. It all comes as a new poll shows a shift at the top of the race.
NBC4's Tracy Leong is live in our newsroom now, breaking down everything for us tonight. Tracy?
Yeah, Kathy and Jonathan, the latest polls suggest the governor's race looks very different compared to a few months ago. As the field narrows and Democratic voters consolidate around fewer candidates, there's now a possibility Californians could see 2 Democrats on the November ballot.
The California governor's race is tightening, according to the latest Emerson College poll. Javier Becerra is leading the crowded field with 28%, followed by Tom Steyer with 22%, Steve Hilton with 21%, Chad Bianco with 12%, and Katie Porter with 5%.
The big surprise, and something that we kind of saw start to happen, is that this is the first poll that really has 2 Democrats, first and second.
NBC4 political contributor Fernando Guerra says the shift is being driven by undecided voters making their choices in the final days of the campaign, a contrast to earlier in the race when support was more divided.
So what has clearly happened is undecided voters, mostly Democrats and independents, have started coalescing around Javier Becerra and Steyer. Very few Republican undecideds. That's why they led the field, because Democrats were so many undecideds.
Candidates spent the final weekend campaigning across the state, trying to win over the undecided voters and urging supporters to head to the polls. As we head into Election Day, Guerra says a final decision is unlikely on Tuesday night, but it's not unusual, especially for a race this close.
It doesn't matter. It does not make any political, policy, or governance impact on anything if we find out on Wednesday or Thursday instead of Tuesday. I know we are an instant gratification society, but it's so much better to make sure that we do the count correct than to rush it.
Guerra did emphasize for voters to get their ballots in as soon as possible to a mail drop box or vote center, getting them in today or tomorrow instead of waiting until Tuesday to avoid long lines or later processing. Reporting live in the newsroom, back to you in the studio.
Tracy, thank you. Now to the race for mayor of L.A. The top candidates are all choosing different ways to make their final pitch to voters. Incumbent Mayor Karen Bass and Democratic City Council member Nithya Raman were here at home. Spencer Pratt was in New York to make an appearance on Fox News.
Newsom and Karen Bass make up stats. Those are not real numbers. Anybody with eyeballs in the state of California or Los Angeles knows that there has not been a reduction in one homeless person.
Mayor Bass held campaign events in Westlake, Van Nuys, and then Eagle Rock. Nithya Raman started her day speaking with voters downtown and then made other stops along Sunset Boulevard tonight. Both candidates were focused on housing and homelessness.
But there are more than 120 fewer encampments on our street now than were there 3 years ago.
I think one of the most important issues facing Los Angeles right now is how expensive it is to live here. The cost of housing is enormous. And I have a lot of plans for how we can address that.
The latest UC Berkeley LA Times poll shows a tight race with Mayor Karen Bass at 26%, Nithya Raman with 25%, and Spencer Pratt with 22%.
Now, how about the voters who will help decide the future direction of our state? Well, we took a look at the latest state data, and it turns out more than 23 million Californians are registered to vote in this primary. That is the highest total in state history. And then when you break it up by party, take a look at this here. Registered Democrats actually have the largest share at nearly 45%, compared to 25% of registered Republicans. Then there's about 30% who are registered either independent or third party. Now, even if you aren't registered to vote, there are same-day registration centers across the state. Our website has your complete voting guide, from breaking down the candidates or those propositions, and of course the early voting events near you.
We're here today to make sure that our community is not afraid to exercise their vote, but rather unite us in joy.
All of that is up for you now on NBCLA.com and the NBCLA app.
To other news now, as in West Adams is being identified as the woman killed in an ongoing Amber Alert case. A cause of death for Marisol Garcia Palacios has not been revealed. Her boyfriend, Ruben Fregosa Juarez, is wanted for killing her and then kidnapping their daughter. Police say they believe he took the girl to Mexico. San Bernardino police say they shot and killed a man who was wanted for sexual assault against a minor. The department posted a screenshot of what they say is the man holding a knife. This happened last night around 11:30 on Jubilee Court. Police didn't say what exactly led up to the shooting and have not identified the man. One officer was hurt and is recovering at the hospital.
We want to turn things now to our weather as we take you out live from this hazy look here at Universal City. The last day of May will keep us warm. Meteorologist Kelly Moody's in for Stephanie. She has your first alert forecast. Steph?
Yeah, nope, it's good. It's good. I'll answer either one. You can call me even David next time. We'll just see what happens. Yes, a little bit of fog out there. I do expect some patchy fog pockets as we head into the early morning hours. We're taking a look outside at our current temperatures. It's a warmer night than it was last night. We've got a lot of 60s out there. We're seeing mid 60s as we look out toward Ontario, Riverside, San Bernardino at 67 degrees. Of course, a little cooler by areas like LAX down the lower end of the 60s, and continuing to see winds picking up for areas up in the high desert. We do have even a wind advisory, a very small one, but a wind advisory nonetheless that is in place right along the I-5 corridor. That's going to be with us until early tomorrow morning to account for the winds. They're going to be between 20 to 30 miles per hour, gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Those winds are something to be grateful for, though, because the heat is on as we look ahead. We'll talk about how warm we expect those temperatures to get coming up.
All right. Thank you so much, Kelly. Now to the 2026 World Cup, less than 2 weeks away. Mexico's national soccer team beat Australia at the Rose Bowl tonight.
It was the last international matchup for the team before the FIFA World Cup kicks off. NBC4's Keenan Willard was out there talking to fans.
And tonight, tens of thousands of Mexico fans poured into the Rose Bowl for this big international friendly against Australia, the last match for Team Mexico before the start of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, there's a ton of excitement for tonight's match, but a lot of fans told me their real eyes were on the bigger prize coming just a few days away, that international tournament where Mexico hopefully could go all the way. Making some noise, cheering their team, Mexico, Mexico, and keeping the food coming. For fans of Mexico's national team, today's match against Australia at the Rose Bowl was the unofficial kickoff party for the FIFA World Cup.
It's the FIFA World Cup trophy.
Why do you have it today?
Well, everyone's dream for Mexico to win a World Cup.
The sport's biggest international tournament starts in 2 weeks here in Southern California. Tonight's match is Mexico's last before the World Cup kicks off. A perfect chance for thousands of fans to practice their tailgating and cheer on their team.
Especially us Angelinos, like we're very prideful of being where we're from, you know, especially where our parents are from, you know.
Exactly. Hours before tonight's game, fans were already stocking up on Team Mexico jerseys, hats, and scarves, hitting up the vendors for fruit cups and mangonadas, or firing up the grill themselves.
We're just having a good time with the fans. Everyone is welcome.
We got some chicken tacos, some carne asada tacos,